The assassination of President John F. Kennedy, a moment etched in the annals of history, a tragedy that continues to haunt the American psyche. For decades, the full truth has remained elusive, obscured by the shadows of secrecy and speculation. Now, newly declassified documents from the National Archives are surfacing, offering fragmented glimpses into a world of hidden details, controversial findings, and a labyrinth of unanswered questions that stretch far beyond Dealey Plaza. Document 104 Part 1. The initial investigation sought to provide a sense of closure, to deliver a definitive narrative to a nation in shock. Yet, doubts and inconsistencies fueled persistent speculation. Years later, the House Select Committee on Assassinations took up the mantle, driven by the lingering unease and the weight of unanswered questions. But their pursuit of the truth extended beyond the tragic events in Dallas. The committee found itself drawn into the investigation of another seismic event, the assassination of Martin Luther King, Jr. James Earl Ray, the convicted assassin of Dr. King. The committee's investigation led them across continents, their path intersecting with potential links to the Kennedy assassination. Their pursuit of answers led them to Portugal, the UK, and Mexico. Information had surfaced, whispers in the shadows, suggesting that Ray was in Lisbon, Portugal, in May 1968, shortly before his apprehension in London that June. The committee, seeking to connect the threads to unravel the tapestry of events, sought to establish a cordial relationship with the Portuguese National Police. They hoped to gain access to their closely guarded files, to locate and interview potential witnesses, to piece together a puzzle where the edges blurred and the lines of truth seemed to shift. But the declassified files unveil more than just the pursuit of existing leads. They pull back the curtain on a clandestine world, exposing the shadowy realm of covert operations and their potential, unsettling links to the Kennedy assassination. Project Lempty. The very name evokes a sense of chilling secrecy. This was a CIA operation, its focus laser-sharp, the Soviet embassy. Operating from a network of strategically positioned base houses, Limited, Lillerick, and Lakala, the CIA conducted extensive photo surveillance of the Soviet embassy. These weren't mere observation posts. They were a network of eyes, constantly watching, constantly recording, capturing every angle, every movement, every potential secret hidden within those walls. Ramon Joseph Alvarez, a key figure in this operation, oversaw a surveillance team and photo operations. He was in charge of the photo surveillance of the Soviet mission, including processing the film. The documents chillingly reveal that a photo of a man alleged to be Lee Harvey Oswald, the accused assassin of JFK, was taken from the Limited base house. Was this a mere coincidence? A random anomaly in a sea of surveillance? Or was it a crucial piece of a larger, more intricate puzzle, a hidden connection that could rewrite the narrative of history? To provide maximum compartmentation between the various base houses, Oliver G. Scantling was inserted as the cutout to the Limited base house. These operations, meticulously planned, strategically executed, were active for years, gathering intelligence, observing the ebb and flow of Cold War diplomacy. But what secrets did they truly uncover? What role, if any, did they play in the unfolding events that led to the tragic loss of a president? The documents hint at a world of shadows, a world where the lines between observation and intervention blurred, leaving us to question the true extent of what was known and what was deliberately concealed. The declassified files also cast a light into the activities of anti-Vietnam War groups, revealing a complex and often unsettling web of connections between Japanese activists, American deserters, and the ever-present, looming shadow of the Soviet Union. Beharin, a Japanese organization, emerges from these documents, ostensibly promoting peace in Vietnam, but beneath the surface, a far more intricate and potentially dangerous reality existed. The documents identify Yoshikawa Yuichi as the real force behind the organization of Beharin. Yoshikawa, described as a brilliant communist, was expelled from Tokyo University for his role as a Zengakuren leader. The organization consisted of ex-JCP members, progressive intellectuals, leftist cultured persons, and left-wing students. They were united by dedicated anti-Americanism and a refusal to be dominated by the Orthodox Japan Communist Party. The documents reveal Beharin's intricate planning, their long-standing connections to Soviet embassy officials, and their active involvement in the escape of 4 U.S. Navy deserters. The 4 deserters ultimately found their way to Moscow, their escape facilitated by the Soviet passenger ship Baikal. Beharin not only aided in the escape but also, according to the documents, smeared the American government's image and gained publicity. These revelations raise a series of unsettling questions. What was the true extent of Beharin's operations? How deep did their connections with the Soviet Union truly run? Were these events isolated incidents, or were they pieces of a larger, more intricate, and potentially more sinister puzzle, a puzzle that might hold a key to understanding the events surrounding JFK's assassination? The Cold War was a battleground of ideologies, a world of hidden alliances and covert operations. The documents paint a picture of a world in flux, a world where loyalties were tested, and the lines between friend and foe were often blurred. Were these events simply tangential to the Kennedy assassination, or were they pieces of a larger, more intricate, and potentially more sinister puzzle? The declassified documents offer tantalizing glimpses into a world of secrets and intrigue, a world where the pursuit of power and influence often operated in the shadows. They raise critical questions that continue to haunt us, questions that strike at the heart of our understanding of history. How deep does the rabbit hole truly go? Were intelligence agencies operating with unchecked power, their actions obscured from public view, their accountability compromised? The toll on human lives was immense, a stark reminder that behind every covert operation, there were real people who paid the ultimate price. Families torn apart, lives shattered, and communities left to grapple with the aftermath of decisions made in secret corridors of power. Was the pursuit of truth obstructed, manipulated, or actively suppressed by those seeking to protect their own interests, to bury secrets that might shatter the official narrative and challenge the foundations of our understanding? The documents hint at a complex web of relationships, a world where information was a weapon, and the truth was a precious commodity, often carefully guarded and selectively revealed. The implications are profound, suggesting that the full story behind the assassination of John F. Kennedy may be far more intricate, far more unsettling, than we have ever been led to believe. The released documents also reveal that the House Select Committee on Assassinations was investigating the circumstances surrounding the assassinations of President Kennedy and Dr. Martin Luther King. The committee was pursuing leads in Portugal, the United Kingdom, and Mexico relating to James Earl Ray. Beyond the geopolitical intrigue, beyond the shadowy world of espionage and covert operations, lies the human cost of these events. The assassination of JFK was not just a political tragedy, it was a deeply personal one. a moment that shattered the lives of countless individuals, leaving behind a legacy of grief, loss, and unanswered questions. The documents serve as a stark reminder of the human element in history, the individuals whose lives were forever altered by the events that unfolded. They remind us that the pursuit of truth is not just about uncovering facts, it's about acknowledging the pain, the suffering, and the enduring impact of the past. The documents also highlight the role of individuals caught in the cross-currents of history, individuals whose choices and actions, whether deliberate or unwitting, shaped the course of events. From intelligence operatives working in the shadows to activists challenging the status quo, from government officials grappling with complex decisions to ordinary citizens trying to make sense of a world in turmoil, the documents offer a glimpse into the diverse cast of characters who played a part in this historical drama. They remind us that history is not just a collection of dates and events, it's a tapestry woven from the lives, the choices, and the consequences of individual actions. Unraveling the past, we dive deep into the annals of history, seeking to uncover the truths buried within. Each document, each piece of evidence, brings us one step closer to understanding the complexities of the events that shaped our world. Let us return to the documents themselves, to the primary sources that offer the most direct connection to the past. Within these pages lie clues, fragments of information that, when pieced together, may offer a clearer picture of the events that transpired. The documents reveal the intricate details of Project Lemty, the CIA operation targeting the Soviet embassy. They describe the strategic positioning of base houses, Limited, Lilirik, and Lakala, used for photo surveillance. Limited Base House was located across the street from the Soviet embassy. Lilirik Base House was also across the street from the Soviet embassy. Lakala Base House provided photo coverage of the rear, like the garden and parking lot area, of the Soviet embassy. Limited was activated in 1955, Lilirik in 1956, and Lakala in 1957. Ramon Joseph Alvarez was in charge of the surveillance team and photo operations. The documents chillingly note that a photo of a man alleged to be Oswald was taken from the Limited Base House. Oliver G. Scantling was inserted as the cutout to the Limited Base House and its base housekeepers. The documents then shift our focus to the activities of Beharin, a Japanese group ostensibly promoting peace. The documents describe Beharin as a loosely organized group of ex-JCP members, progressive intellectuals, leftist cultured persons, and left-wing students. They were united by dedicated anti-Americanism and a refusal to be dominated or controlled by the Orthodox Japan Communist Party. Lingering questions remain about the true extent of Beharin's activities and their connections. What were their ultimate goals? And who were the key players behind the scenes? These are questions that continue to intrigue historians and researchers alike. Yoshikawa Yuichi, a brilliant communist, was the real force behind the organization of Beharin. The documents detail Beharin's connections to Soviet embassy officials, and their involvement in the escape of 4 U.S. Navy deserters. The documents reveal that Bahrain Secretary General Yoshikawa has maintained periodic contact with Soviet embassy officials for years, and that Bahrain Chairman ODA has met Soviet Peace Committee officials in Moscow. The 4 deserters turned up in Moscow, having left Japan on the Soviet passenger ship Baikal. The documents indicate that Bahrain not only helped the deserters but also smeared the American government's image and gained publicity. As we delve deeper into these declassified files, the central mystery of JFK's assassination looms large. The documents raise a multitude of unsettling questions that continue to defy easy answers. What was the true extent of the CIA's knowledge and involvement? Were there connections between these covert operations and the events that unfolded in Dallas? Did the pursuit of truth become entangled in a web of political agendas and hidden interests? The documents reveal that the United States House of Representatives Select Committee on Assassinations was investigating the circumstances surrounding the assassinations of President Kennedy and Dr. Martin Luther King. The committee was pursuing leads in Portugal, the United Kingdom, and Mexico relating to James Earl Ray. The House Select Committee on Assassinations told the state that they intend to pursue leads in Portugal, the United Kingdom, and Mexico relating to James Earl Ray. Complexities of inquiry. They were basing this interest on information that Ray was in Lisbon briefly in May 1968, shortly before his apprehension in London in June 1968. The committee wanted to establish a cordial relationship with appropriate Portuguese national police and hoped to enlist their assistance, including access to their files and in locating and interviewing potential witnesses. The department solicited the embassy's suggestions as to how to proceed. The committee's efforts to interview police and witnesses, and the resulting useful information obtained was an overt function that could best be handled by legats or others, who would also be in a position to be publicly quoted or identified if necessary. The documents serve as a reminder of the complexities of historical inquiry, the challenges of piecing together a narrative from fragmented evidence, and the enduring power of unanswered questions to shape our understanding of the past. The documents also reveal that a photo of a man alleged to be Oswald was taken from the limited base house. The phototech who took the pictures was Lempty-6 Jorge Barcelo Villagran Alvarez. In 1963, when Oswald allegedly visited the Soviet embassy, Scantling was the PA for the limited base house. Project Liempty was active from mid-1955 through June 30, 1972. It supported the original 3 base houses. Limited had been terminated. Lacala was activated in 1957. Lillerick was activated in 1956. Limited was activated in 1955. Bahrain, the Japan Pence for Vietnam Committee, was organized in April 1965. Yoshikawa Yuichi was the real force behind the organization of Bahrain. Biharin is a loosely organized group of ex-JCP members, progressive intellectuals, leftist cultured persons, and left-wing students banded together in the name of opposition to the Vietnam War. Yoshikawa was expelled from Tokyo University for his role as a Zengakuren leader in the 1960 US-Japan Security Treaty riots. He broke with the JCP in late 1960.